Okay, well, I'm excited. Let's pull up the screen share here. And what are we looking at for Windsor?
And if you look at the number of sales, increased by 38%. That's like pretty high. I believe like if there is an already existing bridge and a tunnel, they're adding an extra bridge. So that shows me that this is one of the major transportation between US and Canada. I'm trying something crazy. I don't know how it's going to work out or not. Like literally single family with additional unit and a unit in the back, and I have a land on the side that is like 44 by 120. So if the city allows me with a minor variance, I can add another single family with another basement unit.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and in today's video we catch up with Aditya from Windsor and we learn what's going on in the Windsor market. Now, when we look at the year-over-year data for Windsor, it is wild, guys. We're going to explain, you need to take this with a grain of salt. In fact, you probably need to take all year-over-year real estate statistics for the next 2 months with a grain of salt, because March and April 2020 were pretty unusual, weird times. But again, it is pretty telling how much the market has evolved over the last 12 to 13 months, and we're going to talk about all that and more in today's video.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and we've got our local Windsor expert, Aditya, with us again. Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing very good, Matt. How are you?
Doing well. So we're shooting this. We're doing our, April update, and right now we've just kind of went into another lockdown. So it's the interesting times in real estate seem to continue rolling. So I'm excited to kind of jump into some of the data and the slide you got for us. But I guess before even doing that, anything in general, about Windsor or the real estate market you want to comment on before we jump into it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a very fluctuating market, I would say. Fluctuating, I mean, not the market, it's generally the overall things with this lockdown again, stay safe. That's a big thing I would say.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I'm excited. Let's pull up the screen share here. And what are we looking at for Windsor?
Yeah, so this month is a huge difference comparative to last month. So if you guys are looking at the data, first I'll dive into data and then talk about Windsor overall. So first, like the number of listings have increased by 11% comparative to 2021, which is like, pretty good size increase. And if you look at the number of sales, increased by 38%. That's like pretty high. Again, I think multiple things played during the March month.
Last year in March was the very first lockdown and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So it makes for really weird year-over-year data right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's another big thing, right? Because literally, I think we got locked down on March 10th or something.
Around so now, there, yeah.
Like this is the March month, but we are already in April. So, and now again, we are locked down just a week ago. So definitely the numbers here, what tells me is at least the listings are slowly going up. The last month I have seen pretty good amount of listings coming onto the market. Even this month right now, there is quite a bit of inventory available out there. So it's actually a good sign for buyers, because now, you got a chance, at least you have enough properties where you can, I like this, I don't like this, I like this. So you have some options available that you can pick and choose. And the prices are still strong. So
yeah, they look very strong. Our average sale price, 531,000 versus 355.
Yeah, that's like unheard of it. 50% increase. What are you talking? So if you would have invested 100,000 of your money, bought a 500,000 property, that means now you already made like 200% return on your money within 2 years. So again, that's why I said, it's very at the moment we cannot take that for like 100%.
Yeah,
that, it will sustain forever, because right now one of the major reason I feel was like because of the low inventory, and still like there are a lot more buyers. So the price is staying strong there. But one thing that I was asked, at least in last few days, was like, a lot of buyers are, afraid of, oh, maybe there would be a market crash.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on that one. When specific to Windsor. So I strongly believe, I don't think we are at a peak, or where this is the time where market would crash. I still strongly believe this, like, all the statistics that I've been noticing. So market is still strong and will continue to stay strong, at least for another year or two, because there is enough amount of demand and not enough supply. But that being said, with the new, news came up last week with the stress test being brought back again, which was introduced, I think 400 or 500 days ago, and now they're bringing it back. So what does it do? I think it's starting from June. What is it going to do for the market is pretty much like, if you would qualify for $1 million, now you would qualify for approximately 960,000. So your amount of qualification went pretty much 4%, 4 to 5% approximately. Again, that's where talk to your mortgage guy for specific numbers, but approximately that's where your qualification went down. But that being said, for people who has extra down payment, that doesn't matter. So people, there are still, the buyers are there. But definitely it could, a small difference that it could make on the market. So maybe I'm expecting there could be a slowness, and there could be a small price difference for a while, 5 to 10%, and then it could continue to go up. So that's my take on there, because I jump onto this topic because this been asked like multiple times in last few
I'm
days.
sure, yeah.
So do you want me to go on to Windsor specific? If someone don't know about Windsor, what driving Windsor. So first of all, still Windsor house prices are, I feel, still affordable comparative to a lot of cities in Ontario, where the vacancy rate is still low. And of course, that means for an investor, if you're buying a single family home, let's say for 500,000, if you have a secondary unit in the basement, you will make cash flow, and you can still buy properties under 500, 450 still. So that means there is still good opportunity for cash flow for detached homes. And Windsor is like literally sitting on the border. It's just not too far from Detroit downtown. It's just 1.5 kilometers. That means Detroit is one of the biggest city that Windsor has access to the bigger city amenities by being close. That means entertainment opportunities, job wise, and all those things. And of course, Windsor city is also coming up slowly. Of course, it's slow and steady. And also, like, there is a new bridge that have been started. The construction has been started between US and Canada. So this started a year ago. So now it can continue for another 5 or 6 years, which means I believe, like, if there is an already existing bridge and a tunnel, they're adding an extra bridge. So that shows me that this is one of the major transportation between US and Canada border. So that's a good sign. And Windsor is, we have a better weather comparative to Toronto that not many realize. And the thing is, it's a not too small city, not too big. Population is around like 300 to 350,000, which is like, decent enough if you have an investment property here, or if you would like to live here. So anywhere you want to go, it's like just 15 minutes. So which means like you save a lot of time in driving and all those things. University and St. Clair College is a good contribution for Windsor economy. Of course, the COVID is an exception, this lockdown. But I've been hearing from students that they're slowly like international students are coming in. They are getting visas. So I can go on and on that topic, but for now, it's slowly the student side is growing. Still, the vacancy rate on the student side is pretty high comparative to family rentals. Yeah, I already touched on the bridge construction, and there is a new mega hospital that is in the planning phase. I believe it's going to start next year. That brings some more jobs, and also on top of overall, I've been seeing a lot of people who are in bigger cities who are kind of tired of being in that condo or where no private space for them, backyard and all those things. Those are the people who has work from home, that now they can live anywhere. Their employer already said that they can work from home for next 2-3 years. So they're the one actually moving into smaller cities like Windsor. So Windsor did attract quite a bit of first-time home buyers like that. So those are all shows me that Windsor still can continue to grow and still a good place for investing.
Yeah. And so, Aditya, I'm curious, where's the headspace of the average investor you're working with these days? So you work, like, just for perspective, like a lot of your clients are investors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they changing their strategies? Are they aggressively buying? Are they reinvesting a lot into their properties they own now and waiting? Love to just hear what you're generally seeing.
Yeah, so very good question, Matt. Definitely, when the prices are going up, you got to readjust your strategy, or else the cash flow won't be there. So one thing that I have seen recently that is getting popular is adding a additional unit in the basement, because before in Windsor it didn't make sense. Like honestly, if someone would have asked me 2 years ago, would you do a duplex, additional unit in the basement, I was not that much keen on, because there was not enough what do you call the returns for me. But now pretty much like buying a duplex will cost me more, and a single family for 500 I can add another additional unit, and in a really good location. So that I've been seeing quite a lot, because that was the strategy that when prices started to go up in Toronto or surrounding cities, they started to do that. And here we are still buying like single family, small multi-families, because the cash flow still made a pretty good sense. And because of this year, the huge jump in the appreciation, so that cash flow in the single families became a little bit tough. So to add to supplement the income, that is a good opportunity, I believe. And city will even allow, again, guys, do your own research, talk to the city. But if your property qualifies, you might be even able to put one unit in the lower, like basement, and another unit in the backyard, like in the like a tiny home in the back. There are like ways you can increase your cash flow. But the duplex conversion is what I'm seeing, to answer your question, Matt. And also still I see people are, because we got this good appreciation, honestly, what I've been seeing is like a lot of people spending money to renovate their homes, because they know their property is worth more, and they can refinance and take some money out, and they can get good tenants and quality tenants. So yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that perspective. And so you've been working with investors for like several years now. Are you starting to see some of your investors be tempted to want to sell at this price, or are all of them just going to continue to hold their properties?
Definitely, there are some sellers who are tempted to sell, some investors, because it's a pretty good time to clear out some properties that you don't want to continue for the long run. And also, like if you want to reinvest elsewhere for like maybe a multifamily or a different asset class, whatever. If you've been like procrastinating on it, you need money. probably that's where I've been seeing, like, definitely it's still a great time to sell, because people who bought in Windsor, let's say they purchased like 3 years ago, now literally they made like 500,000% returns. Because if you purchased like a single family 3 years ago, it was like 250. Now it's like 500. So your investment, that 50,000 turned into 250,000. So that does definitely tempt a lot of investors to move money, into better place.
Yeah, and I know usually on these calls we often touch base with what's going on with yourself as an investor as well, Aditya. So I'd love to hear, what's going on with your portfolio. Have you bought anything in the last month? Have you sold anything? What's the plans?
Yeah, so I haven't sold. I only sold one property that is like a year ago, but I haven't sold anything yet. And I purchased actually another duplex closing today, 16th, on 22nd. So I'm still buying, but again, definitely you gotta do, and you gotta put enough time to find the right deals. Definitely a little bit harder to get the good deals, right? Like, it's not like 2 years ago where everything is for sale. Now, to make a good cash flow, not everything is for sale. You need to find ways where you can add value. And I closed a single family. I think this I touched on last week or last video or before last video. The single family that I bought it, where I can add a basement unit and also like a third unit in the backyard. So that finally I closed it end of last month. So now I'm working on that one. So probably I'm excited for that one, because that's the first one that I've been I'm doing like a duplex conversion that I never did before.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I'm excited to see the end product, how it's going to be. So then I can share, oh, it's worth it, or maybe, oh my God, it sucks. It's too much work. So I cannot wait to share that details.
Awesome. And do you know roughly what you're expecting the numbers to work out on that? Because I know there's always, people that either have only dabbled with investing or they're thinking about just getting in, and they always love to hear even just the ballpark numbers behind some of these deals.
Sure. So I'll touch on both the properties, both the investments, that one I'm closing this month. So the one I'm closing this month, again, we gotta add value in a creative way, right? Because nowadays the deals that you're gonna get on the market are not like straight deals. They're like 99%, they don't make sense. You gotta find unique ways to add value. So what I mean by that, like the duplex that I'm buying has a basement. The main floor is 2-bedroom, upstairs is 3-bedroom, and this is close to university. So now I said, oh, hold on a second. The basement is totally open. Main floor has only 2-bedroom. Maybe if I add another 1 or 2 bedrooms in the basement, I make that along with the basement and have the laundry for the upstairs, for the second floor by its own in the upper unit. Now I have bigger main floor unit, which can bring more income, especially because it's not too far from university, and it's still only like 2-bedroom, 1 bath on the main floor. I add another 2-bedroom, 1 bath, or maybe another bedroom and a kitchen and a bathroom, whatever. But it's kind of still part of main floor, and still do all legal process where enough height and everything. But that's what I saw the opportunity in that property. So now, I add this one, I get extra income and add value add in, because now the number of bedrooms, number of bath went up. And I still paid the market price for the property for what it is in the current use. And I just, tapped into the maximum potential. So those are the type of deals we need to look for when the prices are going up, where we can creatively add values. That's on that deal. But the other one, the one I said, like the single family with the additional, that's I already explained last time. So I'm trying something crazy. I don't know how it's going to work out or not. Like literally single family with additional unit and a unit in the back, and I have a land on the side that is like 44 by 120. So if the city allows me with a minor variance, I can add another single family with another basement unit.
Yeah, I love the creativity. And I think, again, just for anyone that's kind of watching this at home, this to me is what's valuable about stacking your power team or your A team of, your realtor, your lawyer, the people that are really going to help you transact on your real estate deals. You want them to be excited and constantly looking into the rules and actively doing those themselves. I know that a lot of brand new investors at first, they're like, oh, Adidas going to steal all the deals from me. But what actually it means is Adidas constantly out there looking at all the deals. So he's aware of a lot more than what, just your average off the street realtor might be aware of. So again, just wanted to highlight that and really appreciate you just sharing what's currently going on in your portfolio, Aditya.
Yeah. Again, that's a very good point, Matt. Only few investors ask me that question. Many people understand, you're a realtor and you're an investor, actually active investor. If there is a good deal, maybe you buy it before even you send it to us. Not really. I cannot buy 10 properties in a month. I don't want to. I want to buy one, maybe at max two. And if my client likes any property, if our any of our clients like the property, we literally give them the high priority and we'll present the opportunity for the investor. So again, there are a lot of deals out there. So you're going to have the eye for seeing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really appreciate that, Aditya. And so again, if you guys want to get in contact, we'll throw a link to all of Aditya's contact information in the video description down below. Really encourage you guys, if you're interested in Windsor or the surrounding area. And, I hear a lot from my GTA friends and just kind of through the grapevine. There's a lot of people these days that are looking at, areas just outside of Windsor, like LaSalle, and thinking about maybe just moving there and getting some of that arbitrage, right? Where you can move from a high cost of living area to a low cost of living area. So whether you're looking at investing or just want to learn more about the Windsor market, really encourage you guys to reach out to Aditya. Contact information in the video description down below. And again, just appreciate you breaking down what's going on in Windsor, and we'll have you back next month.
Thank you. And I will have the Windsor guides. I have 2 guides that
Oh, perfect.
in the description. So that's a deep dive. So if you're interested to learn more, you'll love to read, check out those.
Awesome. Thanks, Aditya.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks again to Aditya for taking the time to shoot this video. If you guys got value from it, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're new to my channel. If you want to reach out to him, all his contact information is in the video description down below. Again, I just think it's so important you focus on the data in this current point in time in the real estate market, as well as making sure that you've got someone on your team that actually walks the walk. Aditya is a very active and real estate investor himself. I've known him for multiple years now. He's very active in just the entire community, whether it was back in the day with Wind City Real Estate, whether it was helping us out with the Wind City OREC event or building out his own realtor team. It's just been amazing to see him evolve. So if you guys are interested in reaching out, all his contact information is in the video description down below.